All right, guys, this is week 2. We're doing it on Jayson's channel. If you guys didn't watch, we did a podcast last week on my channel. We were 3 weeks out from Waza, so we did week 1 on mine. Week 2, we're hitting Jayson's channel, and then next week's going to be on Dallin's. But just another catch-up. Jayson's been up to a bunch. He's the lead host today, so take it away, Jayson.
If we're co-lead host.
Co-lead host.
If I'm leading it and it's not going anywhere, you're definitely gonna fill the space.
Justin got a lot of compliments last week. He's a good host.
I know, and I feel like he should just keep writing that out.
Well, you just went to Canada, and you
does
I mean,
that make
there's
me
there's some pretty interesting photos that have been floating around.
There is
the old interweb.
There is. We will get to that
in due time.
Yes, but what have y'all been up to, Dallin? Why are you late? Tell us why you're late.
I was late because I was at Chase Bank getting something notarized because I purchased a truck today.
Nice,
big time.
Tell us what kind of truck. Give us the details.
I got a 2022 F-150, a Lariat. It's this. Nice. It's like a smoke white. It's not quite white. It looks incredible. Pretty stoked. On cloud 9. Always knew this day would come, but I didn't know when. So
tell the world what you were driving before, so we know how big the upgrade really was.
Well, we had the Kia Telluride is a nice SUV, but it's no truck. And I felt left out because Jayson and Justin both have trucks. And I
Ford F-150.
He has 3.
Yeah, 3 trucks.
He has 3 trucks now.
But
you couldn't even lend one to your teammate. What a great teammate.
Yeah, try and get that Chevy out to Florida.
Frickin' heck.
Yeah, would it break down? Would it break down if you try to drive that to Florida?
Well, for one, I do not have a Chevy.
It's not a Chevy. What's the one of your grandpa?
It's a Toyota. It's a 83 Toyota 4-speed. That thing would make it all the way and back without any issues.
No chance.
I am telling you it would. I got the 83 Toyota and then a 97 F350 and then a 2017 F150. Little excessive.
Well, congrats, Dallin. That's a big step. I remember when I took that step in my life.
I remember when you took that step.
Because he bragged about it to everybody. Probably. Let everyone know. It's not all of our inheritance when we just grow up, Dallin or Justin. So we got to earn that money. We don't get trucks for passing classes. Okay. Okay. All right.
What? This whole podcast is about trash talk. This is episode 2, is it not?
I mean, I guess not the whole podcast, but maybe the episode that's on Jayson's channel.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out what we're gonna get up to today.
Well, what have y'all been up to? I just got back from Canada, building team chemistry. And
it's crazy you have to build it. It's not already there.
Okay. I mean, we both know you've talked to George twice in your life.
That doesn't matter. We're boys.
We just click.
Let's also acknowledge John Young continuing to discredit himself by putting you guys ranked number 1 for Wodapalooza.
Why would that be? Why is that a bad idea?
It's not going to be a good look by the end of the weekend.
No.
I'm really excited about it. I think we need to have a side bet going on the side.
What's the side bet?
I don't know. Are you gonna make the
No, I got
half of your 2 teammates?
This would be good. This would be good. I stumbled across a fantasy football loser who has an Instagram page dedicated to thirst traps, the Montana boys.
Yeah.
Thirst traps like that.
Okay.
We'd have to create one.
You have to create a page, and then each person has to do 3 or something.
That's so lame.
No, you got to see the videos. Well, Jayson has some saved already that I've seen, so you could just post them.
I mean, you guys got some photos this past weekend in Canada that would work.
We did. We did.
Why do you guys look way more jacked in the black and white version than all the other ones? Was that one like edited a lot?
Photoshopped.
Photoshopped?
Yeah.
Was it like planned to have your shirt off, or were you the first one to take it off?
It was planned. So first of all, we got there and Jeff was like, "Hey, we're gonna do some like media stuff because he knows some people there, and this is like the like hometown like Canadian hockey team there, professional league. So the plan was basically to do like some media, and then we basically get a tour of the stadium and get like free tickets to the game. So they were like remaking an old photo of like 3 hockey players like surrounded around the mascot, and this was like from like probably the 70s.
Do you have the photo?
No, but
you have to find the photo and then compare it.
Okay, I will. But they had like, we were like remaking an old photo, and they had like the shirts off, and they were kind of just like swollen behind the mascot. So we were like, actually, I think it might have been the coach. Like three players or maybe were around the coach, something crazy, and then we were remaking it. So they were like pop the tops, and I was like, I mean, I'm comfortable, you know what I'm saying? I like my shirt off.
You were also the only one to be touching the mascot. Like you've got this thing where you like to just touch them and feel them.
I was just rubbing his shoulders. What's wrong
I know.
with that? I'm just trying to get him comfortable. Anyways,
oh my Lord.
So we took some pictures, shot some videos of us doing some curls. It was a great time.
Was the mascot talking in one of the videos? Was that the person that was talking? The mascot?
No, he never said a word.
Really?
No.
The whole time he just like, you guys took off your shirts. He just like watched you guys.
Mascots don't talk, Justin. What?
Do you think?
I don't know.
Do you think, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how much the mascot, the person in the costume, enjoyed it? like, is there like on the dark web you can like make bids to be the mascot? Like they had some crazy thing going on.
I don't know. His nipples were pierced. That was the mascot. So I would have to guess 9 out of 10. He's a little kooky.
Yeah, I heard Jeff goes every weekend with his shirt off with the mascot, and then you guys just joined in this weekend, right?
No, he's probably training. He doesn't get out much. That was like very rare for him to go to a hockey game because we were in town. It was a great time. It was team bonding, bro. This is why we're going to smack it, bro.
Did you guys test any of the workouts?
No, so we did not. We didn't test one workout.
That's a lie.
I swear.
You guys did.
You guys went all the way there.
You did all the way there, and you didn't test any workouts. For one, that is a bad look for you guys. You guys did not test anything. But I saw a video of at least the clean and jerk with the worm, the echo bike, and then handstand walk.
Brother, listen, we did not.
They probably did the workouts, but Jayson doesn't know that they're the actual workouts for Wodapalooza.
So,
Jayson, do you know what the workouts are?
Jeff doesn't do any like workouts beforehand. Like even for Indy, like he just doesn't do it. He doesn't want to feel it until, he's on the floor that day. And then Pat, I think he does like intervals to prepare. Like if a workout came out, he would do like kind of the workout but not fully it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you mix these two together and you get not doing the workout at all. What we did was we basically took different parts of every workout and just threw them together. So like for the dumbbell workout, we were like handstand walking as like the fatigue. And then for like there was some other stuff, but we were just taking other pieces and then combining them together. Which was, for me, it was a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not the veteran in the room. I'm just going to trust the papa and just
who's
go with
who's the papa?
Daddy Pat, bro.
Is he team captain? He's the one that's going to be calling the shots?
He is definitely calling the shots.
Man, I'm excited about that because they're doing individual, right? Him and Jeff.
Yeah.
Who's going to win between them two?
We're getting there, bro. We're getting there. We're gonna do some. We need to do some Wodapalooza predictions for individual.
Who's gonna win between them two? Your two teammates.
We are getting there.
Okay. Oh yeah. Sorry. You're the host. You're the host.
I'm hosting, bro. Chill out, bro.
Okay.
I feel like
slow down.
I get what they do to prep for an indie competition, but I feel like if you have all three of your teammates there, maybe doing one or two of them could have been a good idea.
Maybe.
Hey, we will see.
But
if it pays out.
I don't know. Jeff's won the CrossFit Games. Pat's been here forever. What do I know?
What do I know?
What do I know? 4th place at Wodapalooza. That's all I know.
with a sprained ankle.
Well, no, I got 5th as individual. 4th place, me and you, the last 2 years.
How many times have you competed individually at Waza? I know I watched you as a teenager one time when you mopped the floor with everybody.
Yeah, I won every event but one that year. That was fun. Scared.
What event didn't you win?
It was the beach run where you'd go out to the buoys. I took 2nd.
Dang, who beat you? Do you know? Do you remember?
I actually think it was Will Kearney.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he competed as a team that year. But yeah.
Who was your competition? Any names we would know? I don't know who Will Kearney is.
Will Kearney is with Proven, Australian guy. I competed like my first year as a teen. Guy was there, Cole Grieshaber. Tudor was there the next year. I'm trying to think who else is still around. Pretty much that's all. But I've done 2 individuals at Wodapalooza, I think.
It's honestly like kind of crazy. I saw today or a couple days ago a guy that I used to compete against in the teenage division that used to just like mop the floor with me. Like every competition we would do, he would like win every event, like maybe a couple seconds or thirds there, but like just always trying to chase him down. I was like, dude, this guy is the next Matt Frazier. Like the whole time I was competing, he was a mechanical engineer degree, which I'm like, okay, like all right, Matt. And then he was doing like most of his own programming for what I remember as a teenager. And then the first year that we age out and go into the men's division, I get like 480th in the open, and I think he gets like 18th worldwide in 2018.
Jeez.
And it's me, George Sterner.
Oh yeah, I know George. Yeah.
And then Nick Palladino was the third guy, and all 3 of us were the 3 people that were in the teenage division that made it to regionals. Them 2 were games champions, like winners. I never made it there, but us 3 were the 3 teenagers that went. And then the following year was 2019, where you could qualify from the games out of the open. Duke goes out and gets 5th in the open. And I'm
George?
Yeah, George does. And I'm just like, my shot of making the games is just never going to happen. Like,
was he
this is
dog?
the guy that I'm trying to
that
beat. Dude, he was an animal, man. And then I just like felt like I never really heard from much about him. In 2019, that year, I competed at Granite Games, and he was also there. He already had his games spot punched through the open. And I was in a qualifying spot going in the last event, imploded. I think we talked about that. We don't need to brush up on that too much again. But I beat him there, and that was the first time I've ever beat him in a competition. And then the point while I was bringing this up is like Dallin brought that up, but he was just on Brian Friend's podcast a couple days ago because he did the online qualifier for Wodapalooza, and he's competing in the elite division.
Yeah.
When we go.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pumped to watch him.
Fall off? Did he fall off or something?
I don't know. I mean, from my understanding, I think he just like focused on like his job, his career, schooling. I haven't talked to him at all, but I'm hoping I run into him.
He's stupid smart.
At Waza. Yeah, he's a very smart guy.
Yeah, but he moves well. This is from what I remember, but like Nick just always edged him out at the games, like the couple of years as teenagers, and then he was the one to make it, and Nick never did. But yeah. I'm excited to see what he does.
Oh, look at this. Oh, Jayson, your boy Luke's here. If anybody watched last week's episodes, Jayson had a good story about meeting Luke Luke Parker, so we figured we'd get some information from the source. So Jayson, do you have anything to say? You're looking a little red there, bud. Thanks for hopping on, Luke.
Absolutely. I can tell this was a surprise because Jason's face says it all right now.
So good.
Yeah.
Did you know this, Dallin?
Oh yeah, I knew. What's up, Luke?
Wow.
What's up, brother?
This is an orchestrated plan.
This is crazy.
So, Jayson, give a quick recap of how you met Luke and the story that you told us last week.
I met Luke because I was a huge fan, and he was on The Bachelor, and he came on the scene worldwide, not just CrossFit, worldwide, and basically made a name for himself. And the show made it a negative way, but hindsight, it wasn't very negative. They portrayed him to be a terrible guy. But anyways, they portrayed him to be a victim. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you want to hear? Because last episode, Justin told me to go watch it around like the 30-minute mark, and you talked about when I first met you on the flight. Like, do you want to hear from my perspective when I first met you?
Oh, boy.
1,000%.
Wait 1 second.
Okay, go for it.
He needs to explain himself more.
Yeah.
He's trying to get ahead of it right now.
By the way, I unsent all the messages on Instagram, so I don't really know if I don't know.
Unsent.
He's like trying to pull him up. I hope they unsend. But it was our first couple messages. Anyways, I basically called him a douchebag. Like, he was a douchebag on the show. I was like, dude, you're a terrible dude. And then I see him on the flight. I'm asking him all these questions about The Bachelor. I'm like picking his brain because I was like, I want to know. I mean, this is Luke Parker. He's like famous at this moment in life, and I'm getting to know him, asking him all these questions. He's like, hey, I'll follow you on Instagram. We talked a lot about CrossFit. And he pulled up his Instagram. He followed me, and he said, I had a message from you. Opened up, and he basically saw them all. And I was basically like, no, that's not like what I meant. That's not what I meant, all that. And he was like, I think he just shoved it off like, yeah, that's good, but whatever. And we just kept on talking about CrossFit. But I felt so embarrassed. But then after that, dude, me and Luke became great friends. We competed a lot together. And yeah, so I love Luke. I love Luke.
Okay. Good job, Jayson.
So good. All right, so you want to give my perspective?
Oh,
Hey,
1,000%.
Remember the faith, Luke. Remember the faith.
So yeah, Jayson was right. And I'll try to be brief about, laying the foundation here. So we were at that Atlas Games in Montreal, Canada, and I believe that's where it was. And it was right before the country shut down from COVID, and they pretty much told us in the athlete brief right after check-in, like, hey, you guys have to fly home. Sorry, COVID's shutting down the country. So I jump on the flight, and to Jason's point, at this time of, in the Bachelor world, I am kind of still of a big deal. The show just got done filming, so there would be times where, I'd get noticed in public. And anyway, long story short, I'm in the back of the plane. It's an empty flight. And I see Jayson and his wife, Grace, and I'm like, man, they keep looking at me. They for sure recognize me from that show. They got to be. Because at this point, I'm a nobody in the CrossFit space. They for sure aren't looking at me for CrossFit. So I'm like, all right, for sure they saw the show. We'll see what happens. And then mid-flight, this dude comes walking down the aisle. And I'm like the only one in the back of the plane. And he comes up to me and he's like, are you No,
With his face probably that red.
Hold on. He's laughing because he knows I'm joking. So no, he was actually super cool. He came up to me totally like even keel. He wasn't nervous at all. He comes up to me. Now I'm being serious. He goes, hey man, like, you're that guy from The Bachelor, aren't you? And he's like, you were at this CrossFit competition, whatever, and it just got canceled. So we start talking about Atlas Games. But really, he was talking about his wife, Grace. He's like, man, my wife's like huge fan of the show. I didn't know that he watched the whole season. But he was just kind of like, hey, like, I'm actually really curious. I watched it with her. And he's like, I'm really curious, some questions. And dude, I'll be honest, man, we were there for 15 minutes just hashing out all like these, episode questions about the show before his wife comes walking down and is like, she comes down. She's like, I'm so sorry about him. Like, he just, and then she realizes that, wait a second, Jason's just talking to this guy and he's just a normal guy, you know? And then I can't remember, honestly, all that happened after that, but they had some questions from the show. And then Jayson was right. By the end of the flight, we were like exchanging Instagrams, and by the end, I felt like we were kind of tight. And then we ended up competing at Crash after that, like 6 months later. Which, you know, I don't really remember any of the DM situation, but like most people, to Jason's point, I don't remember him having all those hate DMs, but I do remember that time of my life. Like most of the people that met me would ask me because of my image on the show being, you know, framed as the villain. Like some people that wouldn't really know me would be like, "Hey man, are you like really that crazy?" And I'd be like, "Hey man, like you tell me, what do you think? You know, this is an unedited version of me. You know, I'm just trying to be myself." And Jayson was the same way. He was like, "Bro, like, man," and he was so straight at first. He was like, "Man, but you were like such a douchebag on that show." And I was like, and I told him, I was like, yeah, that Luke P guy was a douchebag on the show. That was a fictional character. Like that wasn't me. And then like we got into it, but no, like by the end of the fight, we were sure cool. But it was that was super interesting. And you know what's funny? And I want to hear more from you guys. But like 6 months after that is actually when I first met Dallin, and then literally
I was just gonna say that.
After that, I just met you, Justin, as well, which is super interesting that I met all of you guys, I feel like, before y'all made it to the games. And what's cool to me is all you guys were super cool to me before, regardless of the show situation. And now I feel like, although I don't know you guys all that well, I know you well enough through the CrossFit space and our interactions that, you know, I could, you know, I'm comfortable to say I'm, you know, tight with you guys, so.
Absolutely.
No, 100%. I mean, I don't have any crazy Luke Parker stories, but after the 2020 games, I like got third. I like made myself like kind of a name in the space, and then I was gonna go train at CrossFit Mayhem, and I was like so nervous, like freaking CrossFit Mayhem, like it's like the greatest gym like on the planet. I mean, they have all the athletes there. Obviously, Rich Froning, like the man. And I got invited to come train out there, and I was so nervous. And they're like, I don't know who I was talking to, but they're like, hey, man, like there's a guy here that said he has a spot, like a room for you to stay. His name's Luke Parker. And I was like, cool. Like, I honestly haven't watched The Bachelor, so I didn't even know. And I was like still living at home with like my mom and my sisters and stuff. And then I like told them about the whole situation, and they're like, wait, like Luke Parker? Like, and they started going off about the whole show and everything like that. I was like, no, I don't want to hear anything about it. I just want to go there and meet the guy. And it was honestly like such a fun weekend to like throw down. Just like Luke kind of opened up the door, let me hang out at his place and stay there. And we got a bunch of fitness in. It was pretty awesome. But Dallin, how did you meet?
I don't have a crazy story. It was actually the Iron Games in 2020 in Southern Utah. It was me and James. We met you for the first time. I remember James, like he came in as James, and he was hot when he introduced himself to you. But like same thing, per usual, absolutely. But same thing. It was like I didn't watch the show. I'm sorry, I wasn't a supporter.
No, it's all good.
Come on, bro. Come on.
I will say though,
like you guys more for that.
I did after I got there and then met you and stuff, and then like you told me a little bit about the show, and then I went straight into my room and then like just scrolled back on your Instagram. I was
at
like,
his
I gotta
house?
get, I was at his house. Like, dude, I gotta like see about this time in his life because like he just told me a little bit about it, and now I'm like committed. And I think the video that I found was your intro to the show, and I was like, that is legendary. It was awesome, and that's the only thing I've ever seen of the show. And I was like, I mean, I'm all about this.
When I tell you, first of all, it was the only season of Bachelor I've ever watched. And I wanted Luke to win so bad. Hannah B said he was the best kisser she's ever kissed.
Why do you remember that fact, Jayson?
I forgot about that.
He's just been thinking about it.
He knows.
Yeah.
Oh my lord!
It was the best season in the history of The Bachelor. So,
Yeah.
hey.
I'll say though, I think the only thing I've seen is it was the rugby, right? You guys were playing rugby.
Yeah, that was my only good edit. They
Yeah,
like
I saw
they
that.
literally
That's the
edited
one
me.
I've seen.
Yeah, they edited me to look like an NFL fullback. All my buddies from back home were like, "Bro, that was awesome."
Let's go.
And I was just like, "Dude, yeah, but don't watch the rest." Trust me.
Have you like seen any of those guys since?
Yeah, it's been like 5 years since that whole experience or more. So I haven't seen any of them in a while, but like a few years after the show and everything, I got to connect with a few of them, which was really cool for me because, and I don't want to get too deep into it all, but I'm sure you can imagine, right? The edit and all the, crap the producers put us through. But it was really cool that some of the guys, my last like interaction with them was them like telling me off and cussing me out like on camera. And then I got to like see them after and then, like dab them up, be super cool with them, talk about the experience and, like kind of mend some of those on camera interactions, which was cool.
I remember
awesome.
I remember one specific story you were telling me on the plane, and basically on the show, it's like one of the last episodes. It has you like basically like leaving, and I asked you about it on the plane, and the producers were like, "Hey, we want you to walk to that tree and back." And that story gave me so much like perspective of everything that goes on. I'm like, I can't take any of this seriously anymore. I'm done.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of that. That's for sure.
That's a wild time, man. Well, dude, appreciate you hopping on. That was definitely,
amazing. Dude. That was
a highlight.
I was sweating in this.
That's so good.
Y'all are wild for that.
That made me so happy. The credit to that has to go to Dallas because Dallas was the one that had the idea. And then I like went on my phone. I was like, oh my gosh, I still have his number from that time when I went out to Mayhem and stuff. So I like just called him out of the blue and was like, hey, I got a weird one for you.
That's wild, bro. That was wild.
It was so cool though. That was awesome.
I was sweating.
Dude, I can feel it. Yeah.
I could feel that from here. I started sweating just seeing you freaking scramble there for a minute. That was legendary.
Looks a good dude, man. I like.
No, he's a very good dude.
Man. Very good. That's like one of those things. Like you can't like. I always at least try. Like the internet is a wild place, and like you can't judge anybody until you meet them in person. Because I think there's a big difference there. Because you can twist and turn things to make people look crazy.
Bro, they twisted and turned on that show, bro. Y'all need to go back and watch the whole season.
I know. I kind of want to go back and watch. Like I just remember like going.
It was
I just went in his Instagram.
It was by far the best season of The Bachelor in history.
I thought you've only watched one season though. So how do you know it's the best? Are you comparing it to the other ones that you watched, Jayson?
I think.
Or you just dabbled.
No,
watching it?
like,
Internet reviews,
Well, you gotta understand, I'm married, so like I hear what's going on through The Bachelor through other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like I hear, and then I'll see on Instagram. By the way, The Bachelor was like really popular back in the day. It's not that popular anymore, but it used to be. And so I was always. And my mom watched it because I was in high school at the time when it was like really in its prime. And so
I did. I mean, I do know what happens in the show. I mean, my mom and sisters watched it all the time. But
hey, I'm just looking for drama in the show, and Luke brought it.
I just still can't get over you just DM'd him like over and over. Like I've never DM'd anybody like that.
I will meet that man. How was I?
I know, but then like, what was going through your mind when you were DMing him? You're like, oh, I want him to know how much of a douchebag he is. Like,
no.
what was like the thought process behind the DMs?
I think he mentioned CrossFit. Okay, he mentioned CrossFit on the show, and I'm not entirely sure this is how it went, but I'm assuming if I had to take a guess, I reached out because of CrossFit, because I was doing CrossFit at the time.
Yeah,
so I reached out. There was like, I reached out. I wanted to talk CrossFit, and he obviously doesn't respond. So I'm like, I'm probably frustrated he's not responding to me.
Your ego was hurt.
At this time, he's progressing in the show, becoming more of the villain in the show, and so I want to take it out on him. So I've already messaged him. I'm frustrated about that. I'm frustrated that he's the villain, and so I'm just gonna unleash.
It just started like, "Hey man, that's so cool. I heard you do CrossFit."
I
don't
hate
even
you.
know
Just like 24 hours later, like,
No.
"Oh man, don't want to fucking respond." Douchebag.
I'm sure you're not getting any other hate messages right now and just ignoring all of them, but
I honestly don't know exactly what I said, word for word, but I
Man,
do.
that would be. I've like wished so bad that those messages didn't get deleted on his end.
I mean, I unsent them. So if that,
I know.
if that upgrade on Instagram wasn't a thing, then and you couldn't unsend messages, then that would have been bad.
you know, I think the first message I ever sent Justin was at the 2020 games. I said something like, "Good luck, go represent the young guys" or something like that. I probably said something nice to Jayson until West Coast too. But,
Yeah.
No, dude, you didn't say anything nice to me.
I probably didn't
All I-
say anything to you.
All I show, well, dude. By the way, I think my dislike of you is warranted because the only thing I knew of you was on Instagram, and you wore booty shorts on Instagram for as long as I knew you. So I basically was like, I don't like this guy. What is this guy doing?
Dallin wore
Okay,
booty?
okay, no,
Wait,
no,
you
no,
talking
no.
about Dallin?
No. Let me-
butt crack.
Let me explain. I get a chance to explain myself. A company I was at the time.
Hold on. The thing was, they had like tight ends, and so basically they folded over and looked like a mushroom, bro. They like run it.
The company I was with at the time didn't have like the split triangle at the end of shorts, so it was just like a straight seam all the way around. And I have massive legs, so I do one squat, it gets pulled, and I stand up, and it cannot fall down.
stuck.
It is stuck. And so, like the whole workout, actually in that West Coast video that with the D-ball, it looks. I watched it and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" It's all because I got on the bike. I get on the bike for 2 seconds, shorts are stuck, and that's how they are the rest of the workout. So, if that's the reason you hated me, understandable.
I was just like, I don't under. Can this guy just not buy bigger shorts? What is this problem? What's this?
Well, they fit until I did a squat, and then they were stuck.
Growing.
Why couldn't you just cut them?
Didn't even think of it.
Oh wow.
I mean, just
But
to
you
interrupt
played-
here for
you-
a second.
You played baseball, bro. You know you cut the elastic out the bottom.
Well, I know. I liked it. I liked the way it looked.
You rolled.
Jason's first message to me says "nice purse," and it's like he commented to a story of mine when I was
Nice
wearing
purse?
like a I was wearing like a little like what's it called handbag? I don't know, fanny
When?
pack.
When?
I don't know. I was it was at the games.
So did we know each other? Have we met?
I don't think so. You just said
Yes.
nice purse. And then Dallin's first message is, "Hey Justin, just want to say congrats. Hold it down for us young dudes out in Cali."
Here it is.
Hell yeah.
And he responded, so I didn't have to shit on him.
Yeah.
Wow. So if you would have messaged me, congrats after the match, I would have not hated you.
I can't remember if I did or not, and I'm not gonna spend that long scrolling up.
I'll have to go. I'll have to take a day to scroll to the top.
Oh man.
Well,
Are we talking
Wodapalooza.
Wodapalooza, or are we talking?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask Luke. I was like, give us some information on Mayhem.
I know.
Why
Mayhem
you-
has a
why you blurry, Dallin?
semifinal.
I don't know. I sound good.
Wi-Fi or something.
Yeah. Well, this is a professional podcast. We need you to look great too.
You're right.
All right, Jayson. What's your guys' workout for Wodapalooza? Like, call your shot on one of them.
You know, I'm pretty bummed that there's no like a beach run because I feel like we would have created a lot of cushion on y'all. But now that there isn't,
I don't know, man. I've been running.
hey, But I got Jeff Adler.
That is true.
I did
I'm gonna be
notice.
tracking that boy down.
I did notice there was not a long run, and the only run is that short in the air runner. So.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
You
guys
guys
an
got-
asterisk.
You guys got you and Patty V for a squat workout, which is going to be sick. I'm excited for that one.
what squat workout?
overhead squat.
All the overhead squats.
We got Jeff.
He's
Yeah,
going
but
to do
it's
60
synchro.
reps.
It's
Oh no, it is
synchro?
no,
It's not-
it is not synchro. It is not
It's not
synchro. No,
synchro?
it's all individual.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he's just going to do all of them.
we'll do like the light bar, and he does the heavy bar.
20 at 245 into 10 more.
There's only 10 reps at the heavy bar. You got freaking however many all the other ones. I'm
all
real
right, dude.
excited
all right,
for that
all right,
one.
all right. That is like the only one that like y'all have an edge on. Like
The only
rest?
one.
Yes. I mean, what else?
You think that we'll beat you in 1 out of the 6 workouts?
Yes.
Is what you're saying?
So if we beat you in 2, you have to post thirst traps.
I need you to fix your Wi-Fi, Dallin. Before you focus on the workouts, you need to focus on your Wi-Fi.
Hey, it'll when it uploads, it'll be clear. So you just need
No, it
to.
won't.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will. Yeah, it'll buffer
sweet.
out.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
way to be smart when it comes to this.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Jason, yours is clear but super glitchy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but it'll buffer out. We'll be good.
Okay. We're not worried about any of the workouts. Obviously, the overhead squat will be hard. It'll be hard.
It'll be hard.
But any other than that, I mean, we feel great. Like I said, a lot of team chemistry, a lot of laughing this weekend. Not a whole lot of
Hopefully,
doing the workouts.
laughing on the floor, not doing the workouts.
Yeah.
Off the floor laughs only.
Off the floor. Gotcha.
But yeah, I feel great about it. We'll see how it goes.
How do I
You
feel?
never called your shots. You never
Hang
called
on.
your shot on what your workout's going to be.
Oh, I don't even remember them all. I think
So how do you feel good about them?
because when I saw them, I was like, oh yeah, that's a dub. And then I just moved on.
It's dub. Second.
Dub. Second. Isn't there one with like synchro toe to bar and maybe burpees and something else? Sled?
That's
Wall
muscle
ball.
ups. There's a wall ball toe to bar something. But
Yeah.
me and Justin already called dibs on that one. We're pretty good at the
No.
ping
chance.
pong wall ball.
Y'all
You
really-
see us?
y'all
You see
like-
us chase them down at Tier SoCal?
Y'all's legs are too big. They just blow up.
Did you not see how fast
They explode.
That's how that works.
we made up like 12 reps on a set of 100?
Dude, look at y'all's legs. They're giant.
And
You
fast.
think we're going to get blown up on wall balls?
Dude,
It's just wall balls.
y'all do wall balls and then y'all's legs. All the blood flows goes to your legs and they get bigger and bigger and your brain's like, what are we doing? Boom!
Well, we got toes to bar after that, so
That's fine.
I don't think we don't need our legs.
your
And
legs
then
are gonna be
I
so-
find
your
myself
leg-
to be
your
pretty
legs are
good
gonna
at
be-
toes to bar and then pretty good at lunging.
No. We've never done a toe to bar wall ball workout before, ever. And your legs are going to be so heavy from the wall balls, they're not going to touch the bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all
I've never done a workout with squatting and then into toes to bar ever.
Me neither. Ever.
I don't think you ever have. These are wall balls, bro. These are wall balls, bro.
You don't think that we're testing these workouts, dude?
I've
You
done
don't
them
know
6
that I know
times.
exactly how we're going to do it.
How? Y'all have not. How
And
y'all going to do it?
we have the greatest team, athlete, coach, whatever, ever.
Ever.
The Adam Knifer. It doesn't matter.
10-year consecutive CrossFit Games athlete. He's been he won it in 2010 and a 3rd place in 2017.
It doesn't even matter how fit we are. He just tells us a strategy, and we do it, and we win.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should talk to Willie about last year.
I will.
That's how it works.
But the only reason y'all won last year is because our previous team messed up.
What did you guys do?
We just didn't know what we were doing.
We didn't have Adam.
Yeah.
I have Adam.
All right.
Dude,
it's
even
gonna be a cakewalk.
it is gonna be a cakewalk. Even when we're running through like some of these practice intervals and stuff, I'll be talking with Matt. And we'll just look at each other. It's like, it's gonna be so nice having Adam back there.
Yeah.
Matt, incredible coach and game planning individual. Team, he knows his place.
Team is a different monster, though, for real. I don't know, like, how do you guys remember your first, like, team experience or, like, doing the worm for the first time or anything? Because, like, I have a vivid memory of my first worm workout, and it was, like, brutal.
Yeah. My first one was actually at the competition. I met Luke in Utah. It was me and James and then one of my buddies that I used to train with out in Utah, Ethan. And it was 3-man worm. And the one thing I remember is I told Ethan on some lunges, get to the very front of the worm so it's not hanging over you.
Yeah.
He's lunging and it's touching his knees, the front of the worm. And then we get to the finish line, he just throws up everywhere. It's like the one thing I said, get to the very front. And then there's the pictures are so good.
Dude,
That's
when,
what I
like, the
remember.
worm's all out of sync, it's just, like, there's no coming back.
6-man worm.
I mean,
is
even
crazy.
watching that at
Yeah.
even at SoCal, like, because there's only 2 teams out there, so when you got to, like, see one team do it really well and one team not, it's like crazy. I don't know what team was really good and what team was really bad at, but there was one team that was noticeably better.
All right, who do y'all think is going to win individuals? Give me your top 5. I'll go first. Jeff, Pat, Ricky, James, Hatfield.
I think that's the top 5. I just don't know what order. Other than I would pick Jeff to win.
No, I'll do it. I don't know.
Ricky?
Dude,
Ricky's
you
does
gotta-
well at Wodapalooza.
You have to.
I know.
put
Okay,
him
I'll
in
say Ricky.
top 5.
Ricky's gonna win.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I think this is one. I mean, just to have fun with it. I think this is one that, like, I think in a games weekend, there's so many events, and you have to, like, it really shows the most well-rounded athlete. But when you get a weekend that only has 6 workouts and stuff, there's things that can be left out, which I haven't even seen the workouts or anything, and that would totally probably change who I'm going to pick. But it makes for, like an interesting leaderboard. Because, like, if you look at the games after 6 events and then look at it at the conclusion of, like, the 12 workout weekend, it's vastly different. So
Yeah.
it's hard to. I think it's so hard to pick for, like, a weekend with only 6 events.
Should we go through the
They have to be,
workouts
like, I mean, yeah.
and
what are
say
they?
Ricky and Jeff? Let's just say those
Okay.
are the 2.
That's fair.
All right.
Okay.
First one,
Okay.
30, 20, 10, wall balls at 30, and hang power snatch 105 into 15, 10, 5 thrusters, ring muscle ups.
I'd pick Jeff.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jeff.
I think old Patty V would have a good shot at that workout, though.
Yeah.
I feel like Ricky is good with
Except Ricky
Anything-
won
any-
Amanda.
anything with ring muscle ups. He's good at.
Didn't you say there's overhead squats?
Not in that hang power snatch.
Oh, hang power.
And then
snatch.
thrusters, ring
I know
muscle
Ricky's
up.
overhead position he struggles with.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't have an
But yeah.
answer on that one.
Dude,
I'm
what are
picking
What'd you
doing?
say? Jeff?
gotta-
You said
have to
Jeff?
pick.
I'll say
said
Ricky.
Jeff.
A Ricky, so it's not a straight across. 21 cal row, 21 toes to bar, sled drag, rest, 18, 18, drag, rest, 15, 15, drag. I'll go first.
I'm not sure.
You can't say that for every workout, Jason. Oh, I don't know.
I didn't. Dallin just said that.
You said you don't know. Who'd you pick for the last workout?
I'm going to say Ricky's a little bigger than Jeff, right?
I don't think
I
so.
don't know.
I'm going to say Ricky. Do we want to do every single workout, or do we want to talk about something else?
Is there only 6?
Yeah, we should not do every single workout.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, it's Jason's. It's Jason's.
Jason's
podcast.
show, yeah.
He-
Jason.
He runs it.
What are we talking about next?
Jason, what are we talking about next?
What are we talking about? All right. Well, I tried.
We're at 53 minutes. We got like one more good topic.
Yeah.
Oh, really? No, we're going.
Oh no, we didn't. We're actually not at 53 minutes.
We're at like 30.
Because we had like 15 or 20 minutes of just like
Nothing.
Somebody told me the other day. By the way, I have no idea if this is true because I was not keeping up. But somebody said that you were doing the NorCal Classic.
Me?
Justin? Yeah.
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah. Dude, I'm the original champ of the NorCal Classic.
What made you want to do that? You really saw those traveling double unders and said, that's me.
Well, he didn't have to do this.
Damn right, baby. Unknown and the unknowable. I didn't have to do them. But honestly, and that was probably, it wasn't, I guess, as big of a competition as it is now. But in 2019, they had that comp, and it was after Granite Games when I imploded and like didn't make the games. I signed up for the NorCal, or I already did like the qualifiers and stuff, so I was already planning on doing it. But they're giving out $10K to like the winner or whatever, and I was like, oh, I mean, I'll sign up for that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't won anything more than like $500 at a local comp up to this point. And then I did that weekend, and it was probably like the first time I had like a dominant performance in a competition.
All right.
Like I won by a decent amount, and then I got 10K, and I was like stoked. But dude, honestly, at that competition, I had like food poisoning or something the whole last day. Like I was running off the floor puking. Like I was so messed up. Like the whole last day of competition. I don't know what happened. I couldn't stomach anything. I was just like puking over and over and over again. It was gnarly, but honestly, it was super fun. I mean, I like PR'd my clean there in one of the workouts. They had like some burpees over the wall. They had like some like really fun workouts.
Did they
last time I did it?
Because I feel like they're known for odd movements. Like last year, they did a bucket hold. Did they do anything weird that year?
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember anything like really out there. It just reminded me of just like, it was just like CrossFit is what I felt like. It was a lot of stuff that I like. We had like a long like run for like one of the first events, and then just all the other ones was just, I feel like, a good combination of movements. I mean, I'm definitely biased because I won, and it was a really good time.
It was a great test, very well-rounded.
Very well-rounded. I mean, I think that's how every comp should be programmed. But it was really good. It's so long ago now. I only have like little like highlights in my mind of like the clean. It was like cool. They had 2 bars set up, and I don't remember like the exact rep scheme, but let's say it's just like 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and you like do 10 at one bar, and then you go to the other bar, and then do that, and you like bounce between like the 2 bars, and you have to like load them. But like it was kind of cool. And then like the last, like I think the last weight was like 350, and then made it.
Weight.
Well, last episode we all said we were doing semifinals together. Now we decided we were all going to go off to our own in-person semi and qualify that way. So,
no, we're doing the online semi.
You just said you're qualifying through NorCal.
Well, I'm going to do NorCal, but the plans is still do the online semi. I need options.
Why would you do the online semi?
Why? To punch my ticket.
You're punching it at NorCal.
Well,
so what's your? I mean, I want to have options just in case things like.
I mean, yeah.
So what happens if you do the online semi, Jayson, and then don't make it?
Then I'm going to Syndicate.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to NorCal.
But I'm saying I thought NorCal was first.
No.
I don't think so.
NorCal's the very last one.
Okay,
it's like the first week of July.
I didn't know that. Well, I told Dallin my plans, and he decided to copy me. So
I had decided that before you texted me. Let me guess. Did Coop text you that same day?
No,
he didn't. All right, never mind. Then you can ask Coop because it was the day before you told me that.
Okay. Well, I did not talk to Coop.
What's your guys' plan then? If it's the same.
My plan, our plan,
together,
since we do everything together, is to go to Mayhem and punch our ticket. That is our plan. We don't plan on doing online semis because we're punching our tickets to Mayhem.
Potentially.
So no online semi then.
I've not decided.
So is Mayhem's before then the online semi?
Mayhem's like the first or second weekend of April.
And they're gonna take 2?
2.
Yeah.
And y'all are the 2.
Apparently. It'll either be a really great weekend or maybe not so great. Go into the final tied.
That's gonna be sick.
Go into the final tied and somebody else is in first by a lot. It's just us.
Yeah. Gosh, I hope that happens.
Whoa,
just for a
Jeez.
good storyline.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, I
how
feel like-
epic would that be?
That would be very sad, though.
I mean, it would be sad for you two, but for everyone watching, it would be like on the edge of our seats the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then
first-
the
we got-
loser just comes out here and does online semis with me.
I know. So I mean,
That's
And
gonna be
then
sad. I already
don't
hit
make-
up a gym.
you don't make it there-
In the area, and they said that they would accommodate us. But
perfect. If you don't make it
told
through
them that
there,
you guys bailed.
if you don't make it through the online, then you go to Syndicate, and if you don't make it through there, then you really don't deserve to be going to the games anyways. I'm okay. I'm okay living with that fate.
That was
So
my plan. I was like, dude, I got the online semis and then NorCal, and if I don't punch my ticket there, then I don't deserve to be at the games.
No, it should
That's
be
fair.
fun. By the way, we have to get invitations. So, Rich,
Yeah.
would you invite us, please?
Should have talked to Luke.
I was gonna ask him, and then he left. I want to know like if all the Mayhem athletes are going or how they're
I mean,
doing.
100%. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be a bad decision on their part to not compete. Like they have their own houses. It's
Yeah.
like that's like home court advantage.
But then where
Crazy.
it's an invitational, it's like, does Brute do a semifinal next year? And there's 2 spots, but only invite Brute athletes. And there's 3 of us.
That's true. So the Mayhem one's only invite.
That's what I've heard.
They have to have some sort of qualifier. Take some people from the opens. I feel like that would only make sense. If not, that's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
crazy.
That would be wild.
Could we don't have a. We can do a shred shed semifinal. Just
Just one
I
spot,
don't know.
one person.
Just one Everyone could have their own semifinal.
Invite only.
Crazy.
You get a semifinal. You get a semifinal. Sorry, in-person qualifying event. That's what they're called.
Yeah, in-person qualifying event. But that'll be fun. I'm really curious to see how it all shakes out. I mean, at that Mayhem one, you're gonna have Roman will probably be there. Guy, Luke,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Samuel Cormier.
Is he?
More
Still,
than
what
yeah,
all-
bro.
I don't even know if he's doing
Is he?
CrossFit. I think he's.
Oh,
What? Yes, he is.
No, after the games
I'm
he
out of
posted he was done. But then he did Rogue, and then he did High Rocks, and then he's just been doing like conditioning. But he said he was done after the games.
Yeah.
So I don't
Huh.
know.
I'm honestly out of the loop. I don't really follow too many guys.
I should be more
Well,
out of the
I just
loop.
unblocked Jayson.
What? You blocked me?
No, I'm kidding. No.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't really pay attention to too many of the other, like, male games athletes. I guess.
Except us.
I guess you guys. Yeah, I care a lot about you guys, actually.
Thanks. Yeah, we care about
I
you.
could
well-
feel that was sincere.
But yeah, it'll be good. I really hope you guys honestly come out here. I think that would be an epic weekend, regardless.
So you
Get
don't
some
want
good
me,
semifinal workouts in.
you don't want me to make the games through Mayhem, is what you're saying.
No, I just want you to come out here. Actually, I hope you punch your ticket and then come out here and throw down.
That would honestly be. I would do that.
Except the next weekend.
So you're coming out.
We got to go to Indianapolis.
Oh yeah.
It's the next
I
weekend.
can't do
What's
that.
in it?
I can't do it.
It's the World Fitness
What's in
Project.
Indianapolis.
Week 1 is
Right
the,
after the online semis,
It's
huh?
the week after, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick. We'll just do a little prep, you know.
I don't want to travel
Prep
for
weekend?
3 weeks. I think we got enough travel coming. I might just be doing that one. You can come out here because you got to come this way anyway. You come all the way out and then just make your way back that way. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But
Yeah, Yeah, this season's going to be crazy. Have you guys like counted how many times you guys are competing this year?
Like
I have 11 comps on the schedule.
What?
Counting like open and stuff like that.
Let me see.
Well, am I assuming I'm making it through Mayhem?
Yeah. It's like best case scenario. You do all the events.
Okay. The Open, Mayhem, our World Fitness Project, the Games, World Fitness Project, Rogue. So 7.
Yeah, I got
9.
Miami. I got Miami. Then I'm doing a High Rocks that next weekend, and then I have the Open, online semis, World Fitness Project, NorCal, Games, Wodapalooza SoCal. Oh, and then another World Fitness Project is before that, and then Rogue, and then finals for World Fitness Project.
But
so
you just
11.
you just assume that you're going to make it through the online. So you wouldn't do NorCal best case scenario.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying like that's like my possible season of as many as I'm doing.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst case scenario, then I'd be doing like
Mayhem, Online, Syndicate, and NorCal. just trying to get the spot.
I mean, hopefully the open participation goes crazy. I mean, honestly, like looking at some of the things that they did with like affiliates and stuff was like pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think giving some of the open money back to that, but
not for sure. How crazy would this storyline be? You go to Mayhem, you don't make it. You go to in person or online, you don't make it. You go to Syndicate, you don't make it. You go to World Fitness Project, you win. And then you don't go to the games. But hey,
and then you clean sweep all 3 World Fitness projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy, man. Like, if we can get, I mean, I know I've obviously heard rumors of people that are only doing one season and not the other and vice versa, like, all throughout, but
yeah,
it's a pretty cool opportunity to be, like, a 1-year, 2-time champ.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think it's exciting that we're all going to compete so much. But I think one of the reasons it works is almost everybody is competing so much. Like,
yeah.
Like, sure, there's going to be the handful that, like, are not. But everyone's in the same boat. We all got to take the same approach, adjust a couple things, and it'll be fun.
It's going to be really interesting. Like,
let's tell everybody. Let's tell everybody how you would adjust your training.
Well,
because
apparently, if being able to adjust my training is fitness privilege. You ever heard of that?
I have not heard of that.
Yeah.
So like you're saying like you have power over the coach?
No.
No,
some people.
He's saying he's so fit that he can.
No. I'm not saying. People have said that I have fitness privilege because I can sit down with my coach and be like, "Hey, we should try and do a couple things differently because I'm competing so much," which means probably less volume, so I don't get hurt, which is actually easier for more people to do less volume. So.
I don't see why you would have the privilege when everybody else could sit down with their coach as well.
Exactly my points.
That's the point he's trying to make, Jason.
Yes.
So I don't.
He's saying that these people don't know like what they're talking about. He's like some people just need to train hard all the time because they need to get really fit.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. So just being able to say
so fit that he can just back off.
I can adjust my training however I want because of fitness privilege.
Okay. So how are you adjusting? Let's tell the world.
Well,
you guys have the same coach, don't you guys? Can like freaking, you guys are on the same page now, right?
Enemies.
Tell the world.
That was pretty good.
That was good. No, I'm not telling anybody anything. You just have to.
I don't know.
Fourth place
honestly
doesn't
feel
have
like it's not
privilege.
You just told us. I'm the what? I came in third.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
That was
the rogue.
that was games 2.0, bro. Yeah, I feel like everybody. You just gotta adjust your volume. That's pretty much the
And then just
the
like
umbrella thing.
Here's the easiest example I think. Like we get because World Fitness Projects, we're gonna get workouts earlier than other competitions. So like you're gonna be able to prep for them. Let's say there's a workout with 500 double unders. Don't do 700 double unders twice a week for a month. How about you do Achilles and calf strengthening twice a week and hit some double unders once a week? Like that kind of idea. Don't just bash your head into a wall. People don't understand that, and I guess that is the definition of fitness privilege. Just
So just awareness.
just using your brain.
Jason's at a significant disadvantage.
Oh my god!
All right, too far.
That's crazy.
Too far.
Crazy.
I'm kidding. But yeah, no, it's honestly going to be weird. Man. I mean, I think everyone's having those conversations with their coaches, like trying to figure out like what the best plan is. I mean, like you said, we're all kind of in the same boat for most athletes trying to navigate both seasons. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. We'll see who does it the best.
I think it's going to be unique for me, at least. I always take a month off after the games. Like, I absolutely do nothing, and the reason is because I pushed myself for those last 2 months like so hard. I get to like the games, and I'm like, you know what? After this, I'm not doing a thing for like a month. And now it's kind of like, do you, even though it's like the games, do you pull back that volume because you have, as soon as you get done with the games, you're like prepping for tour 2 of the World Fitness Project. So it's like almost you want to like just keep the fitness just like level.
I feel like it's like smaller peaks. Back off for a second, smaller peak, and then, but also like you got to do something similar mentally, where, in a way, it's like an accumulation of the season instead of like one weekend.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I think because we'll be competing so much, it won't be as mentally draining. Because does that make sense? What I'm saying? Maybe. Like you got to spread it out, and you have more opportunities, and it's not just 4 days of the year that everything rides on.
Yeah.
Those days are important, I would say, but
no, 100%.
I guess we'll see. We'll keep 3 days.
3 days.
We will keep you guys updated on our mental states as this year continues.
I know. Well, we could be doing this podcast all year and just giving updates, you know?
Yeah.
We could.
Like, today, I'm sad.
Are you actually sad? You just bought a
No. I'm on class. I didn't sleep last night. It was like Christmas.
Do you have like, so you've been like completely excited. Do you have any like buyer's remorse?
No, I'm good. I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna look anymore because like if I see another truck that's like close or like a little bit cheaper, or, this one already had the lift or whatever. Like I don't want to see it, so I'm not gonna look, and I'm just gonna go love that thing.
Yeah, dude, I honestly get such bad buyer's remorse. I mean, it was like I tend to not spend my money a lot just because I've been pretty frugal.
Yeah.
And then I went from like living with my parents, doing things like that, and then I've never really had like a job. Like I've been very fortunate with like my parents like helping me support me doing what I'm doing. And then I bought a house, and that was like the first thing that I like really bought. Like I never had to buy a vehicle or anything like that, and then I bought a house, and then I just like cried for like 2 days because I was just like I just spent all my money. Like I was like it was not good. I was messed up when I bought the house. I was like,
dang,
I mean,
dude.
going from not buying anything and then seeing like 6 figures like leave your bank account is like crazy.
Anytime I buy anything that's probably over $40-$50, I probably spend an entire day researching the 2 different options. Like I spent so much time. Like if Dallas, I bought the headphones and mic. If he didn't just send me some, I would have been thinking about it for a week, figuring out which one is the best deal, best quality. And I was like, sometimes I'm just like, hey, the headphones were $20. Just buy them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
The worst thing, though, is just like, yeah, dude, like, and then you try to, like, save on something, so then you're like, oh, dude, this one's, like, $5 cheaper, I'm getting this one, and you get it, and it's just, like, shit, and you're just, like, so mad at yourself, because you just, like, why didn't I just spend $5 more and get the good one? Like, yeah.
For sure.
Anyways.
Well, it's going to be a good year. What do y'all think about the prize purse?
I was told today.
Sign up for the Open.
Yeah. Yeah. You see the meme where it's like CrossFit Games athletes telling people to sign up for the Open, and then it's like some dude staring at a table of cash. No, but it does help the affiliates too, which is cool. Justin talked about that. But I was told today, this wasn't great news, but if I were to do the exact same thing at a semifinal, or the online semifinal, if I take second, and I take second at the games, I will have made like 60% of what I made last year in prize money. That's down like $53,000.
I guess
it's crazy, dude.
You better. Yeah. I mean, one of us got to win.
Yeah, someone's got to win. And like Adrian Conway, love Adrian by the way. He made a comment about like people, like the first place prize purse. This is all assuming 300,000 people sign up for the Open. First place is still very high, and I agree it should pay to win. You can also like combat that, like growing the athlete's economy as a whole. Like if more people can be professionals, then the sport gets better.
Yeah,
those are just different ideas. I can argue both sides.
That's what I was kind of thinking when I asked y'all about the teenage. Like, if I was a teenager, I wouldn't look at like CrossFit or the prize purse and be like, you know what, this is something I'm going to pursue. I could be the fittest man on earth and make $25,000.
Well, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like I never looked at it that way, like as a teenager either. I just like I was like, man, it would be such a cool like accomplishment to like make the games, and like that's all I wanted to do. And then I was like looking at the prize money, I'm like, well, in order to like make a living, you would have to be on the podium. Yeah. Because like after third place was like 75, and then fourth place is 45, which like don't get me wrong is like decent, but like that's hard to live a good life.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
45
that's
grand
what
a
I'm
year.
saying. Like who's gonna look at that and be like, you know what, I can make a living doing this. And dude, being top 5 in the world is so hard. Like.
Oh no, 100%. I mean, I think we all have stories in that sense of like, we're all capable of it, but like you got to put it together in like a weekend and show it. Yeah. But it's just, it's crazy. But I think like you got to like love it, and I'm fully committed to it. And like, there's so many more opportunities than just like that prize purse at the games, you know? Yeah. And I think one of the biggest things that's been missing over the past like 5 years, just in my opinion, is just like media. And like showing the athletes and building brands just to like create opportunities. Like the worst thing is like hard when like we're trying to make a living, trying to make the sport professional as we can, and then we get sponsors or something, and then people like will try to like poke holes on us. Like, hey man, like trying to make a living here, you know? Like this is like really hard. Like we're very fortunate to work with these people that are like these brands that we're working with are helping us like chase our dream. Like that's how I look at it, and they're like supporting me to do what I love, and like I'm forever in debt to those people because they're the reason why I'm able to like chase my dream. Sure. It's not that prize money at the games that's enabling me to do this. It's like all these companies and people that are willing to support me, and I think that they're great people, and I want everyone to see that, and that's why we promote them. But I think that the athletes now over the past few years are like, we kind of take it into our own hands to kind of like create content, grow our brand, show you guys who we are, because there hasn't been people in this space that have really committed to doing that for all the athletes, besides when you look back to like 2015 and 16 when they were like really building like athletes brands.
I was going to say, like, as a teen, I was in the same boat. Like, all I want to be fittest on earth. Like, still, like, that's obviously the goal. But I think things do change when you have more responsibilities. Like, you do have to pay for things. Like, I need somewhere to live. I need to eat food. I got to take care of my wife. Like, all these things. I want to have a family. But I also see, like, this CrossFit career is an opportunity. Like, some people don't like when you call it a career. That's fine. Like, it's an opportunity that I've got 12 years maybe. If we, like, I hope it's a good 12 years. But in reality, it's like I'm in a situation to set myself up as best I can. I want to take advantage of every single opportunity. So yes, when I go out there, I do care if there's like good prize money. Like that is important to me. But in the end, I'm trying to win competitions because like 15-year-old me, like that was the dream. And it all comes back to like 15-year-old me wanting to be the fittest on earth. And that's what I think about a lot of the time. And so like that's how I see it.
For sure.
That's such a great perspective, Don.
Hey, thanks. Did it actually sound good? I feel like I was just talking right out of my butt. Was I saying what I needed to say? Did it come out clear?
I feel like we all have like similar things. Like I didn't necessarily, look at CrossFit and be like, you know what, they pay well, let's go do that. Like that was never, like I obviously was watching the documentaries and I fell in love. I've always fell in love with this. I've always loved fitness in general, competing. So that part of it was like obviously the first love. But like you said, like I have responsibilities, and I'm trying to think like longevity here. Like how can I set my family up the best? And so like whenever you see like fifth place is like from fourth to fifth is like $25,000, and it's like this sport is so hard to like excel at. Like there's so many really good athletes. Like it's there is no Matt Frazier anymore. Like it's anybody's game. And one, slip up at the games could be the difference between fourth and fifth or first to second. Like anything can happen. And so there's not a whole lot of like stability with the games prize purse, which is like, and by the way, like not everybody has sponsors. So it's like, there's a handful of people that are like blessed. I'm blessed. We're blessed. But like, let's say like there's the people who are just barely making the games every year and squeezing through. I don't think they're looking at it and saying, you know what, like I can assume that they're struggling with it, They're not looking at like, I'm assuming they're not saying, oh, like I can win easily, like I'm a shoe-in on the podium. Like no one's saying that. And so it's just like, okay, like I'm going to the games and I can make like 5 to 20 grand. And if you don't have any sponsors, it's like, I don't know if your other sources of income, but you might have to get another job. So it's like, no, that's what I mean by like no teenager. I'm thinking if I was a teenager, I wouldn't look at the prize and be like, if I didn't have anybody supporting me, there's no way that I would like go and do that, knowing the risk of like top 5 in the world is extremely hard to get. And I don't know if putting in all the work 8 hours a day when it comes to games training and like all the disciplines and all the sacrifice is worth coming in 10th or, receiving that kind of prize purse. I could be completely wrong, but it is a lot.
I do think
it is a lot to sacrifice, and we put in a lot of work, and, I just want all the athletes, and I want the sport to grow. And I don't know. It is just kind of upsetting to see the prize purse drop off because, I want everybody. I think if we want the sport to grow, there's a lot of athletes that want to are going to have to see it worthwhile competing. And I don't. If I made $10,000 in a comp after 2 months of just selling my life, basically, I'm going to be pretty upset.
Yeah.
It all comes back to you should have stayed at
your why.
I was gonna say you should have stayed at Clemson one more year. Got the natty.
If I stayed at Clemson one more year, I'd have a national championship. I'd be 1 year. I'd be 1 year behind in CrossFit. That means I would come in 4th this year,
which is worse.
All right, guys, I got to bounce. You guys can keep talking away since Jason's the host and the man.
No. I heard our podcast is too long.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah. No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Dallas got it. Anyways, all right, guys. Well, Jayson, you do the outro. I don't need to do this. You got it.
We'll see
All right,
y'all.
guys, I got this.
We'll see y'all at.
All right, last week,
I was
like
trying
I
to think of a
said,
joke.
we did it on my channel. This is a 3-week thing. We did week 1 on mine. Kind of did introduction. Hopefully we can kind of continue this on. We were 3 weeks out from Waza this week. Obviously, this is airing on Jason's channel. We'll be promoting on all of our stuff, and we'll do the final one in Miami and with Dallin's channel. So it'll be good. We're all going to be in the same place. You won't have to see like 3 separate screens. We'll probably have it all set up super fancy. Me and Dallin will have our microphones, and I don't know what Jason's going to be doing. No, we're not giving. We have an extra microphone.
Come
right
on,
here,
bro. Give me an
we're
extra.
not. We're not
Give me
bringing
an extra.
it.
Come on, bro. Come through for the boys.
All right, but anyways, we appreciate all you guys watching. Like we said, I mean, like we're busting our butts. We're trying to get out good content for you guys, let you in, kind of see what we've been up to, what we talk about behind the scenes, and hopefully, you guys are enjoying this. We want to keep doing it, but subscribe to my channel.
I got a new video coming out as soon as we finish this, so you can also. My channel's also there.
Well, unless
Jason,
this comes out like right now, that's kind of irrelevant.
Well, no, I'm going to post it right now.
But nobody's seeing this podcast right now.
Okay, when they watch tomorrow, they can watch it tomorrow.
Anyways, when you guys see this, just go look at Dallin's most recent video. All right, peace.
Later.